Welcome back to the HGC Finals at BlizzCon, where our crowd is electric in here, especially after that last game. Team Liquid have proven there's not just 2 teams left in this round of 4. There are all 4 here to play, and Dread, the crowd is very, very one-sided.
It is very much behind Team Liquid here, and I think that is definitely understandably so. But it should be noted that I feel like after that last game and how big of a swing we saw within the momentum of the games itself and how loud this crowd is getting on the side of Liquid, I would be terrified if I am Gen G, and I would not be surprised if that is getting to them, because getting up to that stage at this point in time, like when I was playing up here last a long, long time ago, when they would scream for my opponent's success, it literally shakes the ground. Like, you have no control. You can't go, guys, zone it out, zone it out. Your entire body is affected by the hype being brought here.
Yeah, this truly is where you've got to just zone it out as best you can, but it's basically impossible. The Korean teams, though, they've been in this situation before. Yep. They know that this is a factor when they start losing deaths, start losing games.
It is kind of a sad thing to say, but yeah, when you go to these Western lands, you're typically going to have the Western teams being cheered for, right? And so Korea's used to that. They're just going to go ahead and just focus on themselves, be a unit of 5, and try to make sure that they are able to respond to Team Liquid.
But Kaldor, this roster of Team Liquid, at the same time, you could say maybe that would get to them nerves-wise, but for them, it feels like it's only fueling them.
Oh, they're feeding off the crowd, like, immensely. Like, yesterday, they played against Heroes hard, and they played against, like, a hostile crowd, so to say, entire crowd cheering for the opponent. Today, it's the exact opposite, and they are enjoying every second of that.
Yeah, I'm in A now.
But just imagine where they are coming from. I mean, this is insane. They're 1 map away from maybe even making it to the grand final, taking down Gen G. And that's the team where everyone was talking about, do they even deserve to be here? That was a big story in Europe when they just clutched it out as a #2 slot, and everybody was saying, hey, we want the leftovers and Fnatic here. Liquid, we're not so sure. They were saying, like, nah, you just wait. And now they're proving everyone wrong that doubted them.
Well, 2 battlegrounds for each side. The favored battlegrounds have been taken away. There's only what remains, the favored battleground for both of the teams, and that's a Tomb of the Spider Queen. I definitely think that that's where we're going to be going for this next one. It just seems like it's going to be Braxis Holdout. Look! There's a tacit agreement in Korea that you don't have to ban Braxis Holdout between the top teams in Korea because no one picks Braxis Holdout, and Team Liquid themselves banned Braxis Holdout at 2. Team Liquid at 2.
It gets like we're all in A now, right?
Yeah. But in Europe, we don't touch this battleground even. Sometimes you have the bans, but there are days where it literally just goes through. Braxis Holdout just changes the dynamic of what you experience in Heroes of the Storm, and Team Liquid with the map choice illustrates they got something.
I love it. I absolutely love calling out a team and that unspoken agreement of the Korean teams to go, you know what, we're not even going to look at it. We're not going to force that ban outward. We're just going to respect one another and not go to the Braxis holdout, because it does change so much of how the game is played. Liquid here very much calling it out, but things we got to be looking for, the Hanzo, the Garrosh already taken off the table. Hanzo very high value, and I'm not going to lie, pretty surprised to see a first pick of Nubarak here from Gen G. Though it makes it over the walls, he's very vulnerable on those points.
Yrel top lane, Medivh suddenly becomes important. Medivh has not been banned out here. Morales even becomes a support that you can run there.
Oh, wow.
Tyrael and Yrel instantly comes out for Team Liquid. Yrel destroys the top lane on this battleground.
And both of them, again, like, they are great in those 5 versus 5 team fights as we saw in the last game, those layer defenses that we are seeing from the 2 heroes, and you have the mobility. Brad is talking about the Nubarak that makes it over the walls. Guess what? Same is true for the 2 picks that we just saw on the side of the Europeans.
And that's going to be a focus through both teams throughout this draft. That is how Braxis holdout, it helps the mobility when it looks at Shrine Control 1 and 2. And look at this, another characters in theory that have the opportunity to be able to make that happen. But let's be real here.
This has to be Kyocha.
It has to be Kyocha. On that Mouth Hill, because last time Rich, you know, it didn't look too good, and focusing him down was very much the focus. But I'm not going to lie, I'm very surprised to see the lowest priority onto the Hanzo. Not only can he make it over the walls pretty well, but mainly just his control. He has independent wave clear very well, but on those points, if you're going to sit there and take a couple of scatter arrows, it only takes about 2 before you just die, no matter which hero you are.
And you can build on that too. You can go straight in for the boss if you go full scatter arrow build. You can delete that in a second if you get a kill or 2. Hanzo very strong on this battleground. I'm curious about how this Mouth is going to pay out. Mouthfield with Die alone can actually do pretty darn well against Hero, and typically going to have that full one-on-one. But I'm still wondering, like, what does Team Liquid have that's going to give them that rotation in that top lane?
But what about Phoenix? We have to remember Phoenix also has a unique standpoint on this map, and that's clearing the Zerg. But does Gen.G realize this? Because this is not played in Korea.
Yeah, and it very much could be that planet cracker to be able to deal with that. But I will raise that I feel like the most successful teams when it comes to Brax's holdout are 1 to 2 philosophies is held. 2 solo laners that hold their own with a 3-man kill potential, or it's a 3-2 with a heavy amount of rotation on shifting your priority and where you end up finding that pressure outward. And Gen.G right now, I think, has an opportunity to still stick with that kind of 3-2 limited pressure. But if they fail to do that and they go for a 1-3-1, I feel like Liquid's got the far better kill potential and skirmish capability.
It's not only that, Liquid is even going for more displacement right now. We've already talked about the mobility on the heroes, and we have a Junkrat in the mix as well. And Gen.G just throws it down again and says, all right, we're going for it for the second time in this series. We're going to put Rich on Alarak again. And also, together with the Karazim, they use that telekinesis into the 7-sided several times, and they believe in it again.
Oh boy.
One thing to look at when looking at the Alarak and why it's so valuable on this battleground is not only are the small skirmishes very, very prominent, but then because of the shrine control and being able to telekinesis off of that.
All right.
You can't die to Alarak, I guess, if you've got 3 tanks?
Seems like a bold move, and very much, I think, again, catering to that 1-3-1 philosophy that I was saying teams oftentimes can kind of adopt. Have Dehaka, have Urel hold their own, and have the Junkrat and friends kind of skirting around. But you can see this crowd is all behind Liquid.
Yeah, Gen.G's not just facing the 5 members, 6 counting Zeus of Team Liquid. They are facing an army here at BlizzCon.
And if there was any question if Liquid is feeding off that crowd or not, that shot of Nurok definitely answered that.
Very true. Very true.
I will say, going into this draft, being at the breaking point, game number 5 here on this series, I thought there was going to be 2 things that were necessary based on what we had already seen before, right? Rich has to find himself on a comfort if they're going to be in a comfortable position throughout this game.
Okay.
Alarak, let's be real. And then you pointed out before, in games 1 and 4, Arcaner, which hero is he going to be on? Though this is the selection of Liquid, by no means is this a very aggressive Arcaner hero and opportunity through this game. So I feel like, though it is the clever map pick of Braxis, I still feel like Gen.G got a lot of what they wanted in a good comp here.
Guys, this is it. This is for the grand finals. Let's get it going. Game 5 between Team Liquid and Gen.G.
I'm nervous.
I have trouble imagining a tournament where Gen.G doesn't make it to the grand final, but Liquid is so close.
I mean, we're here in game number 5, and it's do or die. Someone has to go, man. And is it going to be enough here with the 3 tanks coming up for Team Liquid?
I don't know.
I'm so confused, because like, when you're running 3 tanks, you want to be on even footing all the way through, right? You can't fall behind. Dehaka's going to try and help out with that. But where do you set the laning phase? You're going to run a 2-3 rotation here? Are you going to be trying to move Urel? I'm so curious what Team Liquid has in store.
Do you think the next problem is Arcana? We talked about him on Tracer, on the Kerrigan, those high fee heroes, high mobile. Now he's playing Dehaka here. Is Liquid really gonna pull it off? Can they make that happen against Gen.G, who everyone expected in the grand final to be that final boss of BlizzCon?
Here we go. On the left side, the Korean team. Sake to play Karazim. Kyocha on Mouthfield. Rich on Alarak, Reset on Phoenix, and Test on a new Brack. Give it up for the Korean team. It's Gen.G!
Brexit holdout to the right. They made it to game 5. Billy on Tyrael for Team Liquid. Eternal on Urel. Arcana on Dehaka with a global Norog once more on his Deckard. Kanan Houseops on Junkrat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Team Liquid!
Already we have adjustments from the European team. Level 1 pickup, enhanced agility. Dehaka is intending to move around this map, go for flanks, looking for the ability to get behind their opponents. Team Liquid also putting multiple members in the top lane. Urel, Tyrael, and Decker King.
Gen.G came in as the Titan. They moved in and everyone was expecting them to breeze through this series. Then Liquid with the opening victory. But now we're having the final fight on map number 5. Arcana's coming in against that drag. They're looking for the kill. The warp is there, but Reset goes down, slammed into the ground by Urel.
What a way to open up for Team Liquid, and they're looking for a second one. Tist cannot get away, and Tist will get picked up. Team Liquid getting to it, jumping up in experience.
They come out swinging, and they look for the victory. It is their map choice. They said we bring them to Game 5. We can pull it off here. We want to go to the final, and so far Liquid looking strong on the final map, but never, ever underestimate Gen G, and do not underestimate Richmond. He's on Alarak.
Team Liquid immediately going for a quick Hellbat play here, wanting to get that armor reduction in the top lane, having that push forward, but Team Liquid also going on the hunt here, coming in for an invade. You already have the Eldruins down as well, and on the side, you see Junkrat here with the mine.
Once again, Liquid here. Don't let them rest. Don't give them a moment of pause. Move in, be aggressive, dominate the map, control it, and try to threaten them on every step. Dehaka with the global. You know Arcana is ready. He's there. They communicate. The cat is there. They go for the mine. They try to steal it, and they take it away.
The beautiful layered knockback and displacement there from Team Liquid. Immediately the Junkrat mine, a knockback and Nubrek, but Sake steps up on the Karazim, and Yrel comes in and knocks him away.
Great timing from Dehaka too. He gets the camp at the top right and then moves in. So they have even more pressure now on Gen G as we are heading into the first beacon on Abraxas. Attacks to the top. Eternal again being cautious here. And keep in mind how effective that Tyrell and Yrel composition in game number 4 was for Europe.
Gen G will get some beacon progress, jump up by 12%, but they have to deal with these Hellbats are pushing in the top lane, so they start to clear up. So Team Liquid is able to grab the shrines themselves, and they are matching right now, 12% to 12% and climbing. Sake trying to delay. Remember, Brax has been changed a few months ago to where if you're able to control the point, you slow down progression.
Gen G will be so dangerous after level 10 when they have that telekinesis into the 7-sided. Even with Malthael stacking on top of it with the last rights, they can get these kills easily. Liquid needs to be careful there. Again, tested the bot lane with a pressure play, but Gen G, are they going to show some nerves here? They did not expect to be in this place.
That's a really good point that you were talking about, that a Nubrek a couple games ago being blown up by the Alarak combination into the Karazim 7-sided strike. Tyrael is very similar in terms of health pool when it comes to that, so Tyrael could be the main focus here. Team Liquid, though, keeping up with the aggression. Here's another drag, and
Future!
Boom! Pick up and next reset, trying to get away. 2 kills again for Team Liquid.
What's happening here?
Good question, Galador. Team Liquid has seemed to be firing on all cylinders right now. That diesel engine, it takes a while for them to rev up, but when they get there, they keep going.
4 kills against 0 for Team Liquid. Gen G knew it before the tournament even started. Asked who is a team that you are afraid of, that you show respect for. They immediately said Team Liquid. And they proved it in the group stage. Liquid, the only team that really took a map there. And now again in that semi-final, all of a sudden Gen G on the final map, behind in experience, behind in kills. And they have to worry at this point.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Gen G so far has been controlling the beacon progress better, 22% to 14%. Team Liquid working on the macro, getting the bottom lane pushing in. They still have to find this time to be able to grab these points.
For me personally, the moment when so many games have been flipped when the Korean team was behind is level 10. Normally they're the ones dominating at the beginning, and they do extremely well carrying these advantages into the late game. But whenever I've seen an opponent get ahead early on, it's level 10 when it flips. The Horror abilities come in, and then it's that synergy from the Korean powerhouses that just throws it, pushes it over the line.
Don't forget about Alarak stacks too. That'll be something that we have to keep an eye on. Right now, currently sitting at 90, but if a couple kills start to go the way of Gen G, we could see him become even more of a threat. You have Salvo to add on top of that. That poke for Gen G is terrifying in the mid game. So far though, Team Liquid constantly dancing around Gen G, slowing them down and making sure they don't get any more on the beacon progress.
They want the early level 7 if they can. Get that talent advantage. Try and see if you can maybe prepare another kill for yourself. Already Liquid with a small lead, but that only matters if you can translate into something. You need to capitalize on these advantages, and Liquid is looking to do that.
Liquid holding on for now. 7 will connect first. Gen G will have to play a little bit more passive here. They're going to go ahead and move over towards the mercenary camps, which should give a chance for Junkrat to step up. Once more comes in.
They're there again. They know it. They know it. They're on the move. They're pressuring. They have the level 7. They have the advantage. They're going immediately for the points here. The talent advantage. Liquid is looking for the fight, and they take the camp away again.
They take the camp away. The tongue will miss, so Team Liquid has to back up, but they're very content with that. Now, Scorpio can step up and get on the beacon progress, and they already have the top side already, but Sake, he has something to say about that as he delivers some punches.
They got Hazorps already low. He was running away from the Beatles, hightailing it out of there, so they needed to back up for at least the time being, tapping off at the fountain, and now they can re-engage.